Hello and welcome back to my channel. Note to self, when I move, I'm going to buy LED lights to control instead of using the big light. Hold up. I forgot what I was thinking about. Okay, so we're on the topic of how, influencers create the fake needs of what we want in like society and things. I realized I see the general, with current, I see the general trend of you need to get up and run to Target or TJ Maxx or Marshalls or whatever, right? To assume or to guilt us into thinking that we need this particular thing. I noticed with certain influencers, they like to do viral item hunts or whatever. Which I don't think that's a big deal or whatever, but it just seems like not what is in the reality of what current matters are with everything with what's going on in the world right now. I feel that it's really hard to especially for me, because I know that I'm going to have growth with my channel and stuff, but it's really hard to, I don't think it's hard. I don't know why I said it's really hard. I don't think it's hard to still be mindful of different people's situations, because I caught up in with family vlogging at a point where, man, I wish I had a family like that. And then realized, especially with the Ace family situation and stuff, they weren't really married at the whole scheme of things, and I would never want to put myself in a position, of I want that type of life, because they're more so advertising the life that we think we want. In reality, they're not even happy. They're just faking, that they're happy, and, advertising oh, well, I'm getting all this free stuff. And, that's why there's a whole of, everybody trying to be this next influencer, because they're creating a platform of a fake reality that is not real, with relationships or, lifestyle in general, with being beige and being white and being basic and being boring. I don't think, in reality, you can't ever be happy in a lifestyle like that you have to be clean in a particular way to create views and engagement. I don't think that's really a good marketing, portfolio to keep, right? And a lot of the times, and I think and I don't understand, in a grand scheme of things, I guess I wasn't really more peer pressure, because my mind isn't like a normal person. I don't automatically get pressured into something. People can be like, oh, you need this, do this. I'm not really driven, or I'm not really easily manipulated by people. So I know that other people are, and it comes with maturity, like I said and always say. If you have a weak mind, you're easily influenced by people who are of power or have a power status than you. So they're easier influenced to provide or to control you, right? And I guess that's in the same, I'm not trying to say it's in the same thing of an abusive relationship. I don't think it is, but it's the same mindset of why a person always go back to the abuser, because they are controlled. They're thinking that this is the only person that will ever love them like they do, or what they love is tough love, which that is not the case of whatever. If you're in an abusive relationship, you need to get out of it. You are worth it, and you are worth your life, and you are more loved, and somebody could love you better, and that's not the only person in the whole wide world, I think that in reality, and influencing is it got so different. And with the last few years after the pandemic, I know growing up, I feel like it was a easier, it wasn't as in your face with ads and stuff. Like, it was genuinely people just making videos and just shit. I just got a work notification. Ew, that's gross. But it's just like, even like they always complain about how YouTube is a hard job. You know, it's only hard when you don't have the engagement and you're actually being yourself. I don't think it's hard when you could get 100K views and with a video an hour upload, right? Because me doing this, sometimes I could do the bare minimum, you know? But I think it's hard when you're being yourself and you're being authentic and being genuine versus it's easier when you're not being yourself. You're doing shit that makes you uncomfortable. You're doing shit, because you see it's engagement or for views. Because I think that's just the more reality of now. Like, people see something and they just stick with that algorithm engagement. And I realized, like, even with rage bait, it's not sustainable, you know? You could do but so much with that, but you could get so tiring, and then you want to defend yourself like, oh, I'm not the type of person you want or whatever. Like, do my journey with YouTube. Like, my thing is like, even with the views and the subscribers, you still could be yourself, you know? I'm genuinely not trying to be a full-time influencer. Like, this is just me being like me, in a way, a sense of documenting. And because I've always had trouble with writing. And so I feel that even like with YouTubers saying like, you need a script, you need this. No, you just need to be yourself in order to do what you always wanted to do. Like, even like with my channel, I've always had trouble with maybe like, you know, why am I doing this? You know, and I go back to my purpose of just sharing true authenticity, because that's what it's missing now. And granted, like, if I get one view, that's fine. If I get one like, that's great. Like, I'm not making this my job, you know, because I have other things that are priority that is making my job, right? And so I fear that, you know, it's not going to be like, I don't even know how like certain things are going to be in like 5 years. Like, not that it's like going to be a drastic thing, but it's just that it needs to be a new wave of like influencing where we don't need to advertise as much to, and I guess because now it's like the new marketing technique, because like people don't have cable TV. So like, what other way to promote your, you know, product, right? Influencer marketing. But there's a good way to still show the authenticity in what you produce, you know? And that's what I want to build off my brand. And a lot of people take that for granted now because they start out as that. And then people see the change in just as like, oh, well, when you were less than 200 subscribers, you were this, that, and now you've changed and you think it's all about the money and the fame and blah, 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 blah. And so like, that's what my biggest fear is, like with me and my growth is like, I'm not going to be like myself. And like the way that my life is going to change within the next year, that's what I don't want. I don't want you to think that my life is better. This is just an opportunity, you know, to provide for myself and for my future, and I could be successful, you know, and I could always come back to this. Like, I'm just having, I don't know how, but I just like, I'm not trying to, what I'm trying to do is like, I don't know, change the world. I don't know, fuck it, right? And it's really hard that change the influencing image of like, you don't need to be toxic to go viral, you know? And it sucks that it's hard for, you know, smaller YouTubers. And I hate the fact that they always complain like they're a small YouTuber with 100K subscribers. Like, bitch, like, excuse me? I'm a channel with 200 subscribers. That is a small ass channel. Like you're monetized and can make money. I'm barely making money on my channel. Like not even like that's like my goal or anything. I just want to be creative and share my voice and share like, my point of view. Like I know that in life people have similar views and mindset. And so like my thing is just that in the world of reality, please don't listen to all these people, YouTuber tips, whatever. Like if you want to make your own YouTube channel, if you want to, you don't need a particular niche to make a video or to stick with something. You can do what you want. As your account, as your creative mindset, as your space, you should feel what you want to make you feel comfortable. You don't need to do all these stupid shit that these influencers are doing because it's not going to be sustainable for them in the future. It's going to either them being in jail or being dead at the end of the day. And that's what you don't want in that journey, right? I just want to create a safe space for people that are scared to do it and that are shy. Like you don't need to show your face, but that don't have a lot of friends, that always like been the second thought of people, like I understand that. And I'm here that you could do whatever you want, don't listen to what those people say because, at the end of the day, they're not happy with themselves and you shouldn't stop with making you happy to make them satisfied, right? So, yeah. I think that in the natural scheme of things, like, I know it's so hard to not be encouraged by or influenced by those people just because of like their position and platform. But in a sense, like you still can have your mindset of it and you don't need those items to make life better for you, right? Because it won't, it's only going to give you like 3 seconds of happiness and then it's just waste. You don't need a $500 item to make you happy, right? So, yeah. And at the end of the day, they don't have real friends. You do. So, think about that as well, too. So, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.